Gentlemen, this is the comparison test you've been waiting nearly 4 decades for. And trust me, even if you weren't born yet, if you're a motoring enthusiast, you've been waiting. Because behind me are 3 of America's most iconic pony cars. And they've only just been resurrected as a trio to fight again in the 21st century. To my left, the Ford Mustang. It never went away, but for 2010, it's been freshened with some new bodywork. Under the hood is a 4.6-liter V8, making 315 horsepower, mated to a 5-speed manual transmission. In the center, the one that we haven't seen since 1974, the Dodge Challenger, returned last year, but for 2009 is available a new RT package with 5.7-liter Hemi V8, making 376 horsepower and mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. Great looking body kit too, I must say. And of course, the one everybody's been waiting for since 2002, the F car that disappeared, the all-new 2010 Chevy Camaro. This is the SS with 426 horsepower, 6.2-liter V8, mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. We've got all 3 today together for the first time here in America, and we're going to find out for the 21st century which is the pony car that rules. Now we're in the Dodge Challenger RT. This one is the big bruiser of the bunch. Weighs over 4,100 pounds. Big broad-shouldered car, real man's car. It's got a nice 376 horsepower, 5.7-liter Hemi under the hood. Goes down the road very, very nicely, I must say. It is not, however, as sharp-edged as the Ford Mustang GT, and it doesn't have the overall power and poise of the new Camaro SS. All 3 of these babies are fast. The Dodge Challenger RT weighs almost 600 pounds more than the Ford Mustang and a good 300 pounds more than the Camaro SS. Nonetheless, the big Dodge rips to 60 miles an hour in just 5.1 seconds and knocks down the quarter in 13.6 seconds at 104.9 miles per hour. Not surprisingly, with all that weight, the broad-shouldered Challenger finished last in our handling tests, stirring up just 0.82 G max and needing 27.5 seconds at 0.63 average Gs to negotiate our figure 8 test. Braking performance follows a similar pattern, the big Challenger RT needing a full 135 feet to rein in forward motion from 60 miles an hour. Uncle Isaac Newton could have predicted this one. In this test, it finishes 3rd, but it's hardly last place. This is a very finely done cruising car. It's got great straight line speed. And it's the kind of car you'd like to take across the country on a long trip. Lots of room inside, very comfortable ride, and as I mentioned, this fantastic powertrain. Lots of torque, very effortless to drive. On the negative side, the interior is a little bit familiar. We've seen this before in the Chrysler 300. The steering wheel is almost exactly the same. Outside, however, the Challenger is extremely successful. I think of the 3 cars here, this one is the one that most channels the cars of yore. You can almost see in that banded grille the Challenger that raced in Vanishing Point. It's a very faithful reincarnation of the original Challenger, and yet it does look modern. It's not an exact copy. Editor-in-Chief Angus McKenzie sums up so well about the Dodge Challenger. It's got a hugely endearing personality. Even though the Challenger starts to fall apart dynamically above 7/10, you can't help but like the big guy. It's sort of like a heritage soft-tail Harley-Davidson, a carefully crafted, easy-to-own reminder of a simpler, sunnier America. Well, this new Ford Mustang GT really is the embodiment of the word pony car. It feels a good 25% lighter than the Camaro and about 50% lighter than the Challenger. Of course, it's not, but it has that very lively feel that a pony car should have. In fact, this may be one of the finest handling ones we've ever driven. With this track package on the GT, the Mustang really bites in hard, almost like a race car when you're going through turns. Very, very impressive. All of us have commented on that driving it through the mountains up here, and it frankly surprised us how good this whole platform has performed. The Mustang GT carries the least impressive on-paper physique, just 4.6 liters making 315 horsepower. But like a bantamweight, it packs a hell of a punch. Nearly 600 pounds lighter than the Dodge, Ford's pony rockets to 60 miles an hour in a mere 4.9 seconds. and it holds that edge through the quarter, nipping the lights in 13.5 seconds at a trap speed of 104.2 miles per hour. The wearing only conventional binders, the low-mass Mustang GT hammers to a stop from 60 miles an hour in just 108 feet. The lightweight, track pack enhanced Mustang GT posts the defining stats on handling tests. Maximum grip was a neck-wrenching 0.95 G, and the GT circled our figure 8 in just 25.5 seconds at 0.70 G average. Of course, the Mustang, as you all know, has a live rear axle. Compared with the independent rear suspension of the Camaro, for instance, it doesn't seem a huge detriment. Yes, when you're going over some of the really rough stuff, the Camaro is just a little bit better settled than the Mustang, but the Mustang is pretty good. And as I said, the front end grip is so impressive. When you turn in, you see I just made a bear breathe on the steering wheel, and it just takes a set, it doesn't understeer, and it's a real joy to drive fast. Some of the negatives about it, although we love the look of the interior, and Ford has done a great job making this a very stylish place to do the business of driving. Not put together as well as a couple of the other cars in this test, the Challenger and the Camaro. For instance, there's a terrible wind leak right here. The door seal is not, the window glass is not sealed against the door well. And the way the trunk fits, frankly, is just not up to par. There's big gaps in the body panels that we wouldn't have expected of a finished production car. But overall, this remains a very, very attractive piece. And frankly, we're just amazed at how good Ford has made this old technology work. The Mustang GT with track pack blew us all away with its sublime steering, incredible front-end grip, stylish cockpit, and beauteous V8. As our Ed Lowe notes, that's what impressed me most. Ford's two competitors had the advantage of sampling 45 years of Mustang DNA, yet they still couldn't pull out a runaway win. I think what strikes me most about driving this new 2010 Camaro SS is how grown up it is. It's got a lot of kick, obviously, 426 horsepower, great 6-speed manual transmission, but it's also quite a refined car. Nice steering feel, good ride, the engine's very smooth, very tractable. This is a car I could definitely see myself cruising across the country in quite comfortably. But when you hustle it hard, it really comes into its own. Poise is just a little bit better than the Mustangs. I noticed that when the road was getting unsettled a little bit while we're driving up the mountains, the Mustang might step out a bit here or there, whereas the Camaro would stay planted. The Mustang has a little bit sharper front end feel. The Camaro tends to roll in a little bit more, but it takes a good set, it holds on hard, it's very rewarding to drive fast. Despite its 3,859 pounds, born of the Camaro's use of a pre-existing Zeta structure, 0 to 60 miles an hour takes a mere 4.7 seconds, quarter mile just 13 seconds flat at 111 miles per hour. Wow. The Camaro SS trails the Mustang GT in our handling test, but it's close behind. Maximum lateral acceleration, 0.9 G, and it runs through our cones at 25.8 seconds at 0.80 average G. Blessed with 4 big Brembo brakes, the Camaro SS, though heavier than the Mustang, notches up the braking win, stopping from 60 miles an hour in just 105 feet. The interior is quite nice on this Camaro too. The material is a little bit higher grade, I think, than the Mustangs. It's very well executed, maybe not quite as overtly stylish as the Ford, but you got to admire the way that GM has put this car together. All in all, a very impressively done interior. So we've been to the test track. We've driven all 3 cars on highways, mountain roads, our full repertoire of driving environments, and we've picked a winner. Our unanimous choice is the 21st century pony car, the 2010 Chevy Camaro SS. Considering all the ways GM could easily have got the Camaro wrong, it's nothing short of a triumph how unquestionably the company got it right. The Camaro might trail the Mustang in handling sharpness, and there's no doubt it finishes last for cabin and trunk volume, but you don't pick your pony for the size of its saddlebags. Graced with massive power, excellent fuel efficiency, unfailing refinement, and show-stopping good looks, the Camaro SS nails every essential for its segment. What's more, it's priced to steal. Base sticker for the 1SS manual, just $39.95. And that's why 35 years after the Dodge Challenger, the Chevy Camaro, and the Ford Mustang last met, the Chevrolet Camaro comes out on top.